Yo, it's crack-a-lackin', homeboys, homegirls. Alright, so I I'm gonna do a topic pretty much every day, other than my diary. I mean on top of my diary. Uh, okay, so yesterday's topic was on kratom. Um, Today's topic is on um, like things that you can do from home, things that you can use, things not to use, things not to do, things that you must continue to do while going through withdrawal to make things easier. Okay? Alright, so as I mentioned before, it's a myth. No, methadone does not store in your bone marrow. And it's like become this worldwide phenomenon myth. And it's not true. Um, it stores in your fatty cells. Um, if and you don't have to be fat to have a lot of fat cells. I've known kids that weigh, that are 6 feet, weigh 155 pounds, but they have 28% body fat. And I've known some people that are, 5'6", 220 pounds with 9% body fat. So you don't have to be big on the outside to have that much content of fat in your actual body. Weird, huh? I used to be like a health freak in high school because I was always the bigger kid growing up, and I learned a lot about nutrition and lifting weights, and that's something I pride myself on. And so yeah, I was really torn because I always knew that I wanted to go into. Did you hear that? Is that like in my voice? I think my balls are dropping finally. Anyway, I didn't know, if I wanted to be in pharmaceuticals, go to college to be a pharmacist, or if I wanted to be like a personal trainer, or like, a nutritionist. Anyway, so yeah, I don't remember really where it was, and please forgive me if I do that. I mean, your mind really just screws with you sometimes, and you just lose track of where you were. So, yeah, anyway, the methadone stores, and I'm just gonna, yes, the reason I'm talking about methadone is because that's what I'm going through. But this is for opiates in general, okay? They store in your fatty cells and in your liver. Now, I'm going to say specifically methadone has an extremely long half-life, okay? That can last, in some cases, some people even report up to 72 hours. But usually it's around 52, 54 hours. Which means that you only need to take methadone one time a day. Some people, will break up their dose, like if they're on, let's say, 88 milligrams, they'll take 44 at 6:30 in the morning and 44 at 6:30 at night. But I mean, other than that, you really only have to take it one time. It has such a long half-life, and in that, it's such a bitch. Okay, so yeah, it stores in your liver. Opiates do. Now, they're not as hard on your liver as alcohol is, but they're harder to get out of your liver than alcohol is. There's I'm sure people have heard of this name. It's an amino acid called glutamine, And it basically, you use it as a supplement when you work out, and because you tear your muscles, when you work out, and that helps promote restoring it. There's this thing, and I got it right here. Okay, and it's natural. Okay, you can get it to be written by your doctor by prescription, or you can just go to a health place like Jolly's or something like that. I don't know what's around you, but anyway, it's called acetyl glutathione, and here, I'll spell it for you. It's ACETYL, and then the slash, the hyphen, GLUTATHIONE. And this stuff is perfect for opiate withdrawal, because it specifically cleanses the liver. So that's really, really great. And it's helped me out tremendously. People, have the concept that, well, I don't want to put myself harder and faster into withdrawal by taking these things that are going to flush my system. And because I even thought the same thing, but it's not the truth. You're making yourself sick by trying to keep it in there, and it's not doing you any just. The half-life isn't doing anything in your body, except for still staying in your body, and you're withdrawing. So you just want to remove that component completely. I take one capsule in the morning, and it's 300 milligrams, and then one at night, and it just helps clean your liver out. But the best thing you want to do is immediately, start flushing your system. That is number one, foremost, the best thing to do, because you will get sick to the point where you will not be able to eat. And I don't mean to scare people out there, but it's true, okay? I mean, unless maybe you're smoking bud while going through your withdrawal, then maybe, you could. But for me, it's just been a nightmare on eating, and I've had to force myself to drink fluids. But it's something you have to force yourself to do. You will feel a lot better just getting it down. Do not drink soda pop, and carbonation is really bad for you, and it dehydrates you more, and you're already pretty much dehydrated. It's hard to keep water down. I love milk, and I can't even keep milk down. Even if you're not sensitive to dairy, when you're going through this, you will be. And dairy is it's hard to keep down. So, flushing your system and staying hydrated, those are two key components. And I would recommend that right when you know that you're going to jump or you're getting off of the stuff, do it immediately. Immediately. And this will help with heroin use as well. I mean, it'll really help the heroin use, because heroin is more of a fierce, short-term kick. Okay, it's more intense for a good week to 10 days, but yeah, that's it. And I know because I've kicked heroin twice, one time in jail, and so I know. And I was using about 1.5 grams a day when I did that. So going into this withdrawal, Sure, I was scared as hell. Of course I was scared. Nobody wants to go through withdrawal. Everybody fears it. And I think the number one thing that people fear is the leg aches, the leg cramps, the not being able to sleep. I think those are the things that people really think about, because when they've had to go a day or two without their methadone or their high or whatever other opiate, they feel that, because that's the first onset of physical symptoms. But there's much more to it than just that. But I kind of had an idea of what I was going to be up against, because I have had to withdraw cold turkey from heroin twice, and oxy habit once, and then when I was on my narco 10s, that was my first ever cold turkey withdrawal. So so I've kind of known what to expect. In a way, it's good, but in a way, I think it can be kind of detrimental, just because you have those thoughts going in your head of, okay, I know what's going to be happening, okay, and I think you kind of put yourself into a withdrawal harder than you should be. So, if you know what to expect, great, but just don't think about it. Another good piece of advice is live minute to minute, okay? Hour by hour. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about, when you wake up, about tonight. Just live in the moment, okay? And do what you need to do for yourself. That's the best advice I can give you, seriously. I'm not even kidding. Do not continue to look at clocks. I don't give a shit if you have to go fucking rip them all out, or put, black electric tape over, your stove and your microwave and all that shit. Don't look at the clock. There's no point. Another good thing is and it helps your mind really. When, okay, say for like me, like if I ever missed a dose of my methadone, I would be like, oh my god, I have to go a complete day without my methadone, and I would put myself into a worse withdrawal than I should have been in. And it's because your mind fucks with you. But if you know, when you're ready to stop, or you have stopped, just know in the back of your head, there's no chance of me getting it again. I'm done. I don't know anybody. I don't have the money. Whatever the case may be, just just know that I can't get it anyway. So that will help you. It really will, if you're not continually thinking about it. I really, seriously, truthfully, haven't had cravings that much. There was one day when I was doing really bad, and I was asking myself, really, what am I doing to myself? But and I think that it's because I've stayed positive through that. Now I know it's hard to stay positive, but that's why I'm doing this video, is some things that can help too, okay? From the comfort of your own home. I'm not just talking supplements or whatnot. Okay, real quickly I'll go over some supplements and stuff like that that can help. Cranberry, whether you get it in a supplement, or if you get cranberry juice, or both, that helps flush out your kidneys as well, as just helping your circulatory system. So cranberry's good. You want something that's a multivitamin that is high in like magnesium, copper, zinc, calcium, Those are your main ones, uh, and they'll promote good health and healing. And that's what this is about. Is your body's trying to heal. You need to, during the first week, flush your system, get the shit out. And then, and you can be taking this stuff while you're flushing your system. It's not going to hurt. But then you need to start healing your body. So, and, people think, these home remedy things, they don't fucking work. If you go into it with the right state of mind, and you're doing it for the right reasons, it will work for you. I guarantee it. And being opiate users, those minerals that I just spouted off are things that we're deficient in, that we don't get a lot of, and so it really helps your body to get them. What else? Just really continue to stay drinking, not alcohol. Smart asses. I know what you were thinking. Just kidding. But just stay hydrated the best you can. If you can eat, great. Everybody's different in their own way, and for me, it's if I'm gonna kick the methadone, I'm not gonna use anything else to help me get through. And I'm talking, drug wise. To each his own. If if you smoke bud, I'm not completely opposed to that. It's not something that's for me at this point in my life. But I'm not opposed to it. Cannabis has a bunch of medicinal good properties about it, and you can't OD on it. It's not something that you really are addicted to. It can be a mental thing, like, oh yeah, I wish I had more bud, but it's not something that you fucking are willing to go out and rob people to go buy weed. It just ain't happening. Cannabis is a good plant. It really is. And it can help out with your nausea. It can help out with stomach pains and aches, anxiety. I don't know. There's a lot of good things that the cannabis can help you with in the opiate withdrawal. But yeah, anyway, so to each his own. But other than cannabis, really stay away from everything else. Of course, in my post yesterday on Kratom, if you've watched it, you know how I feel on that. And I guarantee you'll have thoughts of using other things, trying to just cope and deal with the day. Because the truth of the matter is, and like for my circumstance, I've been used to being high or, on some kind of substance for the last 10, 11 years. And so now my body's kind of in shock. It's going, I'm used to having, like, this dopamine rush, and I'm not getting it. What's going on? And so your brain starts thinking about ways to get any kind of good feeling. So, I'm not a drinker, but I've even had thoughts of drinking alcohol just to get that mental part down, just so your brain can be like, oh, okay, there's a dopamine rush. But that's such the wrong way to do this. You need to, when you're ready to do this and get off of whatever opiate you're getting off of, you need to be in it full-fledged, and you need to give yourself 100% chance at being successful. And using other substances to mask the withdrawal of the opiate is not a good idea, and it's just dumb. Sorry. You're switching one thing for another, and the definition of insanity is exactly that. You're just going around in circles hoping that things will change, but they don't, and you're just going to switch out one thing for another. Now, I've heard some people say, well, I never said that I was trying to get off of drugs. I'm just saying I'm trying to get off of methadone, or I'm just trying to get off of heroin. Okay, that's great and all, and, I'm one of those people that tries to put myself in their shoes and see what they're saying before just blowing something out. I don't really have diarrhea of the mouth. I try to really think about people and what they say and their special need and whatever it is. But for me, I think that is just, it's not good. It's just stupid. So just go into it with a positive attitude, and you won't need to. You need to have good people around you. A support system is key. It really is. Just knowing that my family is here for me and is willing to grab me a Gatorade, because I live down in the basement and I don't feel like climbing 15 stairs all the time. So small things, just like getting me a Gatorade or coming down and knocking on the door and asking if there's anything they can do for me, it just helps so much. Yeah, a good support system really helps. There are these, and I know that I've shown them before. And, no, I don't work for these people or anything. I'm just showing you this is what I've been taking as a supplement. It's called a Withdrawal, and there's a daytime and a nighttime formula. They pretty much have the same components, except for like the nighttime one, the blue one, has stuff like melatonin and some other stuff that calm you down more than during the daytime. The daytime one has like Asian ginseng root in it, kind of spark up some energy. But yeah, I mean, these are all things that you can just go get yourself at a health store or even Walmart for that matter. But just taking all these different minerals and vitamins and stuff can be a lot, especially when you feel already so ill. It's nice that it's all compounded into one thing, and I just take a scoop, put it into 10 ounces of water, and I just chug it. And you do it on an empty stomach, so that, I mean, there's no really any other way to do it, because I can't even eat anyway. But, you may not feel like it's working, but it is. And the faster you get on vitamins and minerals, especially the ones that I said, like zinc, copper, magnesium, calcium, the glutathione, cranberry, vitamin B6 and vitamin B12. Okay, those two are the ones you want. Not so much B1 or B3. Like the niacin and stuff like that will give you. You're already gonna go through hot flashes, and the niacin, yes, it does help flush your system, but it gives you hot flashes. So you can just go through this intense hot flash, and he's no good, man. He fucking sucks. And I think you know what I'm talking about. You know, if you've ever been through withdrawal, when you're super cold but you have the hot flashes. God, it hurts. It feels like somebody's like shooting you. Oh, it's terrible. Other good things are, and it may not come to you for a good 10 days, because you just won't have the energy. And I still don't really have the energy. But you'll start to want to do things that you used to do when you were sober, that you haven't done in a long time. And do them. Just do them. It may be a little bit more challenging if it's like physical things like going out and playing basketball, or wanting to do a thing of, you know, a round of golf or something. That might be challenging, but something that you can do in your room or wherever, you know, your sanctuary is at, wherever you feel most comfortable at. Do it, you know. Get your mind off of the shit. For me, hey, let me grab it real quick. I took a lot of art classes in high school. And the last thing that I drew was the band Korn. It was one of their album covers. But I did this a couple nights ago. It took me 10 hours. I only went out for 3 smoke breaks. I stayed on it consistent. But yeah, I'm not saying I'm a great artist. Actually, I don't really think I am, but I think I did pretty damn good, especially like on the facial features. You know, the nose I'm really happy with, and the eyes, and like the it's hard because, as you can see, like where the nose is, you know, where the shading has to go right here and right here, you know, because the face has so many curves and features, but you can't put lines in it. It just makes it look weird and fucked up. So shading is really essential when drawing people. And this is the real picture. So yeah, I know it's not perfect. I know it's not exactly the same. And that's my baby. That's my little boy. That's who I'm doing all this for. I mean, I'm doing it for myself too, but this right here, wow, it's powerful. Yeah, this is what keeps me motivated. You know, God entrusted me to take care of him, and I'm not gonna let God down, and I'm not gonna let my son down. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, and I will give my son a good life. And he is such a good boy. He is so very well, mild-tempered, very sharing, very loving, willing to give the last of his treats or whatever. He's a good kid. He really is. And of course, you know, everybody's gonna love their own kid unconditionally. Well, I would think that people would, but there are parents out there that are a little jacked up. But he's the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I owe it to him. I owe it to him to be happy and healthy, so in turn I can help him be happy and healthy. So staying hydrated, taking the supplements that I said. Don't take like just a daily vitamin. I mean, if that's the only thing you have, that's great. But there are things in there that can maybe go against your body, like I said, like with the niacin and stuff like that. Um, the Withdrawal, like I showed you, you can get this, both the daytime and the nighttime formula for like $135 on the internet, which really isn't a bad price, and it's a month's worth, so it helps you get through the first month. I mean, that's what you need. So, I mean, $135 or going to a detox center that can cost $10,000. I mean, it was just a no-brainer. But cool thing is my doctor believes in me so much, and I've never had anything like this happen. My doctor bought those for me and had them shipped to my house without me knowing. We talked about it when I went into her office and let her know, hey, I'm getting off methadone cold turkey. I know that these medications can help me. Would you be willing to prescribe them to me? And she was more than willing to prescribe them to me, and she ordered these and had them sent to my house. How cool is that? She's such a nice lady. And what's great about it is she's like 80 years old and still practicing. She's very seasoned, but she still got it. She's not like those old doctors you see that you're going, oh my gosh, are you really telling me things that are like good now in the present, or are you still stuck back in 1955? Alright, Marty McFly. No, she's still sharp as a whistle. I don't know. And I appreciate her. It was very nice what she did for me. And gestures like that can really help. Just knowing that somebody cares. The person that's helped me out the most in this is my mom, and I owe her so much. This wouldn't be possible without her. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cry. I haven't been able to cry. My mom has had cancer for the last 6 years. And my sister got into some pretty bad shit. And instead of losing her kids to the state, my mom took care of them, even though she was sicker than hell. And the court told her that in order to keep the kids, she had to come down off of her meds. She's a cancer patient. Why should she have to come down off of her meds? My mom went on cold turkey from the fentanyl patch and from Opana, and cut down on her oxycodones just so she could keep her grandsons safe. And that says a lot to me, If my mom, cancer patient, who depends on those medications, who needs them, who actually needs them, she can give them up and go cold turkey, then why the hell can't I? And she was doing it for her grandsons. I'm doing it for my own son. My mom is so powerful. She's the best woman I know. And I owe her so much. But I have so much guilt because I was in a bad marriage, and I had a very controlling wife. I wasn't there for my mom as much as I should have been, and I feel guilty as hell about it. She knows how I feel, but it still eats at me all the time. Yeah, she's here for me. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. I've really not been able to have any kind of emotion like that. It's kind of nice to see that things are working, you know? There is hope. Okay, just stay positive. Have a good support group. Flush your system. Stay hydrated. Take your daily supplements. If you absolutely, are dead set on smoking bud, I'm not gonna say I'm completely opposed to that. But don't take any other drugs. Even if you are trying to get off of drugs, you're just trying to get off of your opiate, don't do it. It can really hurt your body in the long run. Just stay clear of it. I'm sorry this video was so long. But another piece of advice that I would give is pace yourself with things that you do. Don't watch TV all day, every day, because it'll screw with you. Switch it up. Listen to music for an hour. Watch TV for an hour. Draw for an hour. If you got kids, maybe just sit down and play with them for an hour. I know energy is so hard because you don't have it. But switch things up. Don't just lay in bed and watch TV all day. It will screw with you. And these are things that I'm trying to tell you that have helped me, so I know they work. Another thing is at least every 2 hours, even when you're sicker than shit, laying in bed and your legs hurt like a mother, at least try to get up and take 100 steps. Just get the blood flowing through your body, and get your body moving. It will do you more just than just laying down. When you're withdrawing from opiates, your blood pressure is extremely high, and that's why you'll feel your heart racing and pumping really hard, like it's going to come out of your chest. And that's also known as tachycardia. Tachy means fast, and cardia means heart. That's why, like, when somebody has cardiac arrest, the cardia is heart, and the arrest is the shutting down. So, yeah, if you've seen my other videos, I've mentioned that I'm in med school, so a little something about something. Anyway, go to your doctor. If you don't have one, just go see one, and let them know, that, hey, I'm just getting off Percocet, or I'm just getting off of OCs, or I'm just getting off heroin or methadone, whatever it is. I guarantee that doctor will help you, and they will. A good thing to get them to prescribe you is a blood pressure medication, and there's either clonidine, spelled C-L-O-N, okay, C-L-O-N-O-D-I-N-E, or atenolol, which is A-T-E-N-L-O-L. Both of them are great. They help with the colds, hot sweats, and chills. They help with the leg aches, the restlessness, um, and they calm down your heart to where maybe you can relax enough to get some sleep. Uh, yeah, so I would get either, ask them to prescribe you the clonidine or the atenolol. Uh, Another good thing, if you want, you can get, because you will get nauseated, um, Phenergan is probably the most common, or Levsin, also known as hyoscyamine, uh, or Zofran. And Zofran is actually the type of nausea medication that they give to cancer patients. So, luckily I had a script of that already from a while ago when I was sick. But those help so much. And so getting a nausea medication. Um, I don't recommend getting stuck on benzos. Anything like, Xanax, Valium, Ativan, Klonopin. I do have a script for Klonopin because I do suffer from depression and anxiety since I was a teenager. But benzos can be something that you can get hooked to very easily. But having said that, if for 3 weeks to a month while you're going through these hardcore withdrawal symptoms, if you just get one script, for a month, you should be fine. And especially if you take it as directed, and don't abuse it, don't crush them, snort them, don't do anything like that. Just take them. It can be very beneficial. They're good drugs if used in short term. If used in long term, there's going to be a dependency issue. But I know that there's a possibility that I might be on it for the rest of my life. And that's just something that I can't control. Although I have said that I want to completely get rid of all leashes attached to me. I don't want to have anything holding me down or controlling me. I want to be able to control me. So right now I'm focusing on the methadone, and then eventually I'd like to try and see if I can kick, the Klonopin and stop smoking. I've cold turkeyed off of smoking 3 or 4 times, and that's something I can do. For some people it's really hard. For me, when I'm ready to do it, I can do it. But this divorce I'm going through, it's just nasty, so it's been hard. And so yeah, that's why I still smoke cigarettes, not bud. So yeah, those are things that I would ask, your doctor about prescribing you. Then also, if you want like like a sleeping aid, there are natural ones like melatonin and stuff like that, but it really won't touch you in withdrawal. And it's different for everybody. I personally don't care to take the sleeping medication because it doesn't help. It just makes me feel like a zombie. But for some others, they say that it, mixed with the clonidine or atenolol, that they're able to go to sleep. Yeah, it just doesn't work for me. I mean, I've even taken 200 milligrams of trazodone, and bleh, I just feel like this drunken zombie. I feel like paralyzed, but yet can still hear and see everything around me. It's terrible. It's terrible. But, my doctor was willing to prescribe me Ambien or Lunesta or whatever. And I was like, I don't want anything that's really habit forming. And I know that Ambien is. But, maybe Ambien would have been a good way to go, or Lunesta, but I just did trazodone, and doesn't really work for me, but maybe it could work for you. So those are some things to think about. Anyway, so that's my post on, home remedy things, things to do to help you get through the withdrawal. Stay positive. Have a support group. Talk things out with people. It helps me doing these videos because just getting it off my chest helps so much. And I've never been one to put myself out there to tell my story. But look, I've been talking for 46 minutes, and I feel so much better. So please, if I can't ask anything of you, it would be to please comment, on any of my videos. There are times I feel so lonely and depressed, especially when everybody is asleep and I'm not, and I'm awake. It would be nice to correspond with somebody who is going through this, thinking about going through this, just has general questions, is a user but just wants to know things if they decide to get off of it, whatever. I would like to have somebody comment or ask me a question. I put myself out there and told my story, put myself on the line saying that, I want to help people, but I haven't gotten any comments or questions or anything, so it's hard. So if I can ask anything of you, it would be to please do that, feel free to ask me any question. I'm willing to answer it. In the meantime, until my next post, God bless you all. Love one another. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Be true to yourself. Kind to yourself. And believe in yourself. Because you can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Okay? Alright, God bless. Love you all. Peace out.